And in the bottom left, he is in the teal for Storm Gaming, the young prodigy, Maximus Paximus. And in the upper right, in the red, playing the build his opponent invented, Team NV, Creator. It's always interesting, right? Like, there are some very distinct build player pairings. In fact, MaxPax, he's got a bunch of them. He's got a MaxPax build, and he's got this MaxPax single gate PvP single gate expand build that really is best on this map. By the way, there are a couple maps that it is better than any other, and Oxide is the prototypical one, right? You got the relatively small ramp, you got the relatively small choke at the natural, you got the ramp, you got everything you need to make sure that you're able to defend this ASAP. And notice, by the way, Creator is building a Zealot, and if anyone watched the MaxPax versus Haas series, you know why. MaxPax has trained his opponents to never skip that Zealot, regardless of whether you think your natural is actually going to get blocked, whether you think there's going to be a pylon going down. Because MaxPax, he's going to build that Zealot anyways, and then he's going to build an Adept afterwards. And he's going to run them across the map. He's going to wall you into your own natural. He's going to kill your pylon, and then he's going to shield battery up the wazoo and just make you cry a million tears. At least that's what we saw in MaxPax versus Haas game number 2 on this very map. Now, Creator, of course, not going to work against him because he's made that Zealot, and he will be able to make sure that there is no pylon going on down. Of course, you know, Cybercore is going to go down here. MaxPax is going to be delayed for a time, but he's got a Stargate as well. And it's interesting. It looks like Creator's actually just studied MaxPax replays at this point, because, I mean, we're seeing the textbook MaxPax build. We got the Stargate before the natural because you're maybe worried there's going to be some aggression. You have the Adept running across the map looking to distract or dissuade the Zealot from getting anything. There we go. We got the pylon. Oh, that's a MaxPax shield battery. Okay. I was like, oh, Creator's even doing the thing MaxPax did last game, but no. Not really. As MaxPax, he has found his way onto the other side of the map. There's an Adept here. He says, ah, yes, I'm adept at doing things. I'm adept at killing pylons. No, you're not. Adepts don't kill pylons. But anyways, with the Stalker out at this point, the Cybercore will go on down. MaxPax, well, he is going to build his natural rather soon. And MaxPax, I think he's lost his probe. Yes, he has lost his probe, but look at resources lost here. MaxPax has accomplished an identical result to what Creator has been able to achieve. And MaxPax did it without spending much, spending nearly as much as his opponent did. So MaxPax is going to be very happy with that result. And look at this, because he knows there's a Stargate. He has built a Phoenix. Actually, he's built 2 Phoenix now. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is aggression here going on in. I was not paying as good enough attention as I wanted to, because MaxPax, he is just looking to punish his opponent for having the temerity for playing his build on this map. So there we go. Adept goes down. The Zealot does go down. And now the Oracle is going to look to fly into the main base. But there's a shield battery here. This Oracle's not going to get much done. And even then, the Phoenix in the natural is going to be able to deal with that eventually, that as it does pop on out. So now we're going to see Stalker Zealot trying to find his way on in. But there's a shield battery here, so that's not going to get a lot done. And Zealot will be forced on out. Stalker's going to be forced out as well. MaxPax is going to lose a Stalker here. And that's a bit unfortunate. I guess he was just distracted by the Oracle that did not get much done. But now we're going to see some attempted damage. And you know what? That Oracle tried to find some damage. Was unsuccessful. I do like the target fire there from Creator, trying to make sure that he just gets 1 Phoenix. If he gets anything, he's like, look, at least I'm going to get 1 Phoenix. But no. The Phoenix will be able to find their way on out. MaxPax, there we go. Free Adept for your troubles. Of course, Adepts as light units take a bonus damage to those Phoenix. And MaxPax has a couple opportunities here that he can make happen. One, as he gets on up to his 5th Phoenix, and he's going to be able to knock that one down rather easily. This Oracle really should not get much of anything. Shield battery's done now. 2 probes have died. I believe MaxPax lost 2 workers in that exchange. I want to say he's lost his other 2 probes earlier. Maybe it was 3. Anyway, not much has died. But MaxPax has got a couple opportunities here. A, he just keeps building Phoenix. He keeps building Immortals. He does that Dutch style. What's his name? I think Crepsale, something like that. does, where you go Mass Phoenix, Mass Immortal, and it's actually really good against a lot of Stalker-based styles. Yeah, RS Steel, you're not wrong. I don't know why this is it as it is, but MaxPax has just been playing on green today. And I don't think he recently became colorblind. Well, look at this creator, very interested in getting aggressive on the map. And traditional, normal knowledge says, well, two things about dealing with Phoenix styles. One, you just turtle up and you build probes. You're like, okay, well, I accept I'm going to take some damage, but you're not really going to have that great of a fighting army. The other one says, yeah, you got Phoenix. They don't fight Stalkers. Not really. So you expand, but behind that, you set up some sort of aggression here. So the Phoenix will be forced on back because they're going to be aware that, well, Stalkers aren't showing, and that means Stalkers are out on the map trying to find something, and, well, they will be correct. So they will catch sight of these Stalkers. They're like, okay, I know what I got to do. But also, this is not the Crypt Sale build for multiple reasons. A, there's actually Warp Gate. The build that I'm thinking of doesn't get Warp Gate. It is just Phoenix Immortal, nothing else. Okay, you know what? Why don't we build some DTs? Why don't we build some invisible men that are, by the way, are immediately going to get scouted by this observer just for a brief period before they run across the map, and that should tell MaxPax everything he needs to know. But we got a Dark Shard coming from MaxPax too, and he is only on 2 base still. It's 7 minutes into this game. Interesting. Yeah, okay, there's a cannon here. This DT is gonna get bopped. There we go. DT's dead. And now Phoenix, once again, not really getting all that much. I don't think. They got a couple more workers, I think. Anyway, Dark Shrine is now underway here for MaxPax. He will have equalizing tech there. Charge underway as well. And he's finally going to get his 3rd base. Right as the 3rd base of Creator is done. So he's going to be a little bit behind in economy. He's down 4 probes, but more importantly, he's down a base. Not much it's really going to matter because he is doing a decent job of keeping the economy of Creator in check. But of course, with Archons and the mineral lines, it's not the easiest thing to do. Archons do a decent amount of splash damage, but hey, if you just don't clump your Phoenix, you're going to get 3 workers rather easily. Archons don't do much damage to single Phoenix. The issue is when, of course, there are a bunch of them, and they clump on up, and you get 1 Archon shot, and it does damage to every single Phoenix, and you're rather sad. But hey, you know what? Getting 4 more workers. Sure, MaxPax is going to be rather happy with that one. Again, it's just all about keeping his opponent in check. He understands that 3rd base is much faster for Creator than it was for MaxPax, but if Creator has the same amount of workers, he's not really going to be mining that much more. As I say that, of course, it's only 3 workers, but it is a massive mineral income differential, but also much less gas. As Creator has been on 3 gas for quite a while in this game, going into Charizard Archon really does not need the heavy gas tech, the heavy gas count that MaxPax has bought for himself. Anyway, we got +1 just about done here, so equal on upgrades for the moment, although Creator will have that +2 advantage like he did against Nice in the previous series. And he's going to have charge. I believe MaxPax has charge already. He does, just absolutely going to forego Blink. Why do you need Blink Stalkers when you have a Phoenix, right? That's kind of the logic there. Ooh, I am sorry. It looks like all the Phoenix just died. I must have missed out. Stalkers blinked on top of them. What depowered a pylon? I'm sorry. I'm tired. Apparently I'm missing things. Something depowered a pylon. And I assume it was the DT running in? Yeah, MaxPax. Okay, he ran some DTs in, had some Phoenix defending, and there was a Warp Prism as well. That's the story. Okay. So it's Phoenix Warp Prism running on in. The Phoenix died, the Warp Prism died because all the Blink Stalkers were in position. That tells the tale of that story. Okay, there we go. And as the result of things, MaxPax was trading rather significantly better for a while, but after losing all that, suddenly he's only 50 resources in the lead. But DTs are going to warp on in now from Creator. Of course, just trying to find any bits of damage. Maybe turn him into Archons either. Just going to be for Archons. MaxPax has his 3rd base. So does Creators. Realistically, he's not going to get too much done with these Stalkers. And the powerful play goes on. MaxPax, Creator, they get to contribute a verse here. So now we got a fight kicking off in earnest here. Stalkers will blink backwards. Of course, Stalkers objectively terrible against the entirety of this army that MaxPax has built for himself. Now this one Phoenix is just about useless. Maybe it's going to lift up an Immortal later on or something, but that's going to be just about it. And actually, there are no Immortals in this army for a Creator, and he does have +2. MaxPax does not. So realistically, MaxPax, he's going to wait for this +2 timing. That is going to be done in just about 20 seconds, maybe a little bit less. And at that point is maybe where he really chooses to take the fight here. And Creator's like, okay, look, you're warping in more Archons. I know you're going to take the fight. Maybe I can find some damage before that fight happens in earnest. And I would love to see MaxPax take that leading Archon, right? That is just about dead. Pull it to the back and make that happen. But now we have the Stalkers here just trying to take a fight, triggering as many hardened shields as they can. Again, finding value where they're able to do so. But both players here, they got their 4th base underway. MaxPax adding on some disruptors. And here's the big difference. A DT blink instead of regular blink in this game is now, again, okay, so the Stalkers, they're just gonna skirmish, right? Again, can they knock off hardened shields? Can they knock off the shields of Archons? They've been rather successful at that thus far. Realistically, these Stalkers, they're not going to take a straight up fight. They can't take a straight up fight. That's just not what they're for. But if they can find value in some minor way and force the disengage every time, well, they're going to take that in spades indeed. But now with the Immortals on the forefront, it becomes a little bit more dicey here, and we're going to start to see some Stalkers go on down. But look how much better Creator has been trading in the short term, right? That was MaxPax 50 minerals at 50 resources ahead. Now it is MaxPax like 800 resources behind, just from those Stalkers trading, picking away, killing off, really killing off Zealots is the big thing. But now it looks like DTs have found their way on into the main base here. Stalkers are not in position to this one, so we're starting to see economy go on down, economy get bopped here, and maybe they're going to get DT blink in time. No, I think DT blink will complete, but now engagement happening on in earnest. But there are too many disruptors for this. DT blink, it completed. Okay, but the Dark Shrine is gonna die, so DT blink doesn't really even matter. I mean, Dark Templar or the Dark Shrine just takes forever and a day for it to really kick on off. So this DT continues to find value, and Max is gonna be happy with that, right? He has killed 30 workers in this game. He's killed a Dark Shrine. He's killed a bunch of pylons. As a Creator is rather significantly supply blocked. But Creator, of course, is 4 disruptors. He will have more once he's not supply blocked. Wait. MaxPax, I could have sworn I saw DT blink researching. MaxPax says DT blink. Okay. I mean, that makes a little bit more sense, but I really could have sworn I saw DT blink researching on the Dark Shrine there for Creator. But anyway, 4th base now underway for him. MaxPax, well, his has been done for a while. He's got himself a rather nice supply lead, army supply lead, and worker lead at this point. Granted, it's not as big as it was because Creator was now able to spend that money that he was kind of not able to spend when he was supply blocked. But now MaxPax is going to rotate around, trying to delay and deny this 4th base as long as possible. But Creator, he's going for the old wraparound, and this disruptor shot is not going to get those disruptors. Really nice idea. Did not work out, but now that one's gonna get him. Okay, there we go. Only 2 disruptor shots will remain here. What a trap there for MaxPax. The rallying 2nd disruptor is gonna do the Lord's work as they're all dead, folks. The disruptors, only 1 does remain, and charge lots are gonna start to slowly whittle that one down. Now, do we have anything warping in other bases? The answer is no. It looks like the 2nd warp, the warp prism was killed by those Stalkers. Okay. But anyways, with the disruptors dead, it is much harder. Much harder for Creator to take that fight, because they're disruptors of his own, which means the Archons are just going to get popped here. Well, maybe not the best, actually. MaxPax not making the best control decisions with these disruptors, but it may not matter in the end of the day because he does, well, he will have +3, but he just has a lot more tech. Zealot's getting on top of the Immortals, though, and the Archon's not really firing all that well. And Creator, for all that I'm saying he doesn't have the best stuff, he's actually taking this fight insanely well in this game, number 1. Disruptor shots, again, bowling for Archons, doing what they can, but I mean, Creator is just taking this fight insanely well. I don't know if it's going to matter because MaxPax does have that supply lead again, but Creator's going to be able to keep doing that. I mean, look at resource loss. It's now +2K. All the tech is done, but it's not going to be enough despite that, as Creator just going to GG out. MaxPax takes game 1. know, it's kind of funny. I'm looking at this fight. I'm like, Creator's pushing MaxPax back. But were we seeing harassment happen? No. It was just Creator lost all of his tech, and he's like, with my economic state that I'm on in, even if I am able to push MaxPax back here, it's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough. So even with this nice pushback that I got, I'm still going to go down. MaxPax is still going to take the game. And, well, that's what you got to deal with, unfortunately, for Creator. Okay, so now we got game number 2 here coming on up. We talked about maps that you can do the 1 gate expand build on. Game number 1 was on Oxide. Yeah, absolutely. Game 2 is on Romanticide. And that is a similar idea indeed. You go, you expand, and you go from there. Anyways, we do have a game number 2 loaded on up now. MaxPax versus Creator. Game 1 going to the Maximus Paximus. Will he make it to? Let's respond on in. Romanticide's the map. Let's go. In the upper left, in the green, he is for Storm Gaming. The one, the only MaxPax. And his opponent in the bottom right, in the red, down 1 game in this series, but he made it look close, certainly, for Team NV. Creator. Why, hello there, call me X-Ray. Are you, do I call you X-Ray because your name starts with an X and we're going off of NATO alphabet? Or do I call you X-Ray because I can see through you somehow? Or is this a reference to some book or movie or something that I'm not familiar with? Honestly, it's probably the latter. But it's okay because I grew up under a rock. I didn't have TV from like ages 12 to 17 until my mom broke her neck. That was fun. And then it was like, okay, well, so you gotta lie on bed for the next like 6 weeks and can't do anything, so might as well have TV. I had dial-up internet until I was 14. Yeah, I kind of grew up under a rock a little bit. But anyways, MaxPax is going for the single gate expand build. It looks like, yeah, double gate expand coming on in from Creator. We will not see him cancel a gateway and go for just a high ground single gate expand like we sometimes see. I think that was in vogue for a brief period of time. It doesn't really feel like it's all that in vogue anymore. Oh, the second pylon, the rare second, actually, wait. Yeah, the rare second pylon cancel. Creator committing 2 pylons to make sure that this does not go on up. And now, well, this one will go down because there's a zealot here. MaxPax understands how he's going for a third. He's going for a third. Creator, you dirty devil here. That's 75 minerals down the drain. That's almost a full pylon at this point. But hey, look, he's still denying things. He's still making life difficult. Not that MaxPax really cares. I mean, he expects. He really does expect to have this delayed for a time. But now, hey, Matt Nax. Matt Snacks? I don't know. But anyway, what do we got here? Probe will go down as the sentry is going to tickle it to death. Fear the might of my tickle beam. But anyway, the big deal, the big benefit of what Creator did with forcing that zealot to be on the pylon so long is the fact, the very simple fact, that he did not give MaxPax room to move out on the map with this Oracle, or actually not with his Oracle, excuse me, with his zealot. And what that means is he was not able to scout the ensuing aggression coming in from Creator, because this is an expand build, by the way. Creator has gone for a double gate expand as he is building more stuff out of this, right? Double sentry out of that gateway. But those force 4 units, right? The 2 stalkers, the 2 adepts, well, they're going to be able to find some value on their own, as now the Oracle eventually will run out of energy. And looks like the army units here of MaxPax are kind of marooned on the other side of the map. But there we go. There is the wall here. And yes, that is going to be a dead probe in the exchange because the probe is a little stuck. But MaxPax, he's going to be fine. He is somewhat equivalent on army supply. His natural is done actually not all that much sooner than Creator, all things considered, because of the delays. He doesn't have a worker lead. He doesn't have an army lead. Actually, you know what? Creator has really just feels like he's done a really good job of finding the build order advantage in this game number 2. It feels like he's kind of forced MaxPax into this weird position that he's not all that familiar with. Is again, the adepts are not going to be allowed on in. Nice force field actually will allow one of these adepts to die. There we go. The adept will die, but it's going to be an adept for a stalker, and that's not what you're looking for. And this oracle's going to look to dive on in, but there are stalkers, there are sentries, there's a shield battery there. That's not going to work on out. The Creator is just dominating this game. Like, that's the plain and simple of it is now probes have to be pulled as the sentry's going to go on down with 2 stalkers and an adept. The probes aren't going to live all that much on all that better either. There's no shield battery overcharge. Creator may just win the game with 2 stalkers and a sentry, or with like the hodgepodge of units that he moved out on the map here. Now, eventually these stalkers do die, right? Probes do outspeed them, and well, they do fight them rather well. But I mean, notice the stalker doesn't care about the stalkers anymore. He just cares about killing probes. Creator, he's up 8 workers. He's up 10 army supply, and I think Creator just won that game. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Call me X-Ray. We've all got our edgy 11-year-old gamer. Well, I don't, 'cause I didn't have internet. But in general, we all got our edgy 11-year-old gamer tags. But I am glad to hear that you did not actually use wall hacks. It just made you think you did. Honestly, though, I mean, this is true of StarCraft. This is true of any game you play. If you don't hack, and I hope very much help, you know, none of you watching today use any sort of exploit, any sort of hack, anything like that. But if you play well enough and you just got the star sense and you read the game well enough and you study the game well enough that you can make the other player think that you're cheating, and then you get them to rage out of the game because, my opponent must be cheating, it is the best feeling. It just feels so damn good. It makes you so happy. Like, there are a couple moments in my StarCraft life that have made me just feel the most warm, the most fuzzy. Number one is the first time I predicted something happening without really scouting it well enough. Like that idea of true star sense. I think I was in silver, and it was some sort of marine thing, and I was all prepared for it. I'm like, great. And I had did it off. I did it based off of incomplete scouting information. I didn't see what was happening. I just saw tells to it. I'm like, I feel like a real StarCraft player. And granted, I mean you're in silver, but anyway. Second time that I can think of was when I made Masters finally. I'm like, I finally did it. Felt so good. Third time was when I tuned into Steadfast stream and saw them talking about how they enjoyed me as a caster unprompted by Steadfast, because Steadfast and I often cast a lot together. And the fourth time, and you know, of course, every time you get called a hacker, but now we do have these stalkers moving on in. Blink is done for both players, excuse me. But Creator here, he's just not interested in allowing MaxPax any opportunity to find his way back into this game. He has done the damage that he needed. And notice, he's up 20 army supply. He just has 9 stalkers to 18. Or Creator has 18 stalkers. MaxPax has 9. MaxPax, he's going to try to take this fight. Knock down sentries. Probes are going to get pulled here. But it doesn't matter. Stalker's going to move on forward. Creator doesn't even need a blink micro at this point. He's so far ahead in supply. And looks like this DT, there we go. It's going to die to the cannon. That's going to be a GG Creator. He's going to equalize the series. And now, friends, it's just a best of 3. All right. Kapahamehama? Or Kapehameha? Nice. Okay, so bracket update here. MaxPax, let me join off you. There we go. Bracket update. Gumiho did 2-1 Leenock, so he was able to fight his way on back after that series. So it is going to be Gumiho versus Cure. And MaxPax versus Creator here. Did I get it in time? Nope. Okay. In our semifinals, of course, we're in semifinals number 1. We're getting into game 3 right now. So it's going to be a PVT. Guaranteed it's going to be a PVT for our grand finals. The question, though, of who of Creator, MaxPax, and Gumiho will be in that grand finals. Right now, MaxPax has a map. Creator has a map. we're going to get on into our third game on 2000 Atmospheres. Under the Sea. In the upper right, in the green, looking to prove whether truly Weta is better, is MaxPax. In the bottom left, his opponent saying, "Take it from me." He is Creator. And most shamefully, that is like all I can remember from the Little Mermaid song. It's just enough to introduce a map and then introduce the two players. Nothing more. Please do not ask me to do anything more than that, because I will not be able to. In fact, I will just kind of make myself look sad and disappointed. Maybe make some puppy eyes at the camera to make it so chat doesn't make me do that. Oxide was map 1. So Ranger, this is the semifinals. This is a best of 5, not a best of 3. It's effectively a best of 3 at this point because, again, both players have one map in this series. Map 1 was Oxide. Map 2 was Romanticide. Here we are in map 3. It is 2000 Atmospheres. Hey, thanks for the follow, Kapahameha. Actually, I really do appreciate your name. That's funny. I kind of enjoy, more often than not, I enjoy hearing the story of what people choose to call themselves online, because it's one of those few rare opportunities where someone can truly represent what they want to represent, right? We don't get to choose our name. We kind of get to choose our nickname, but again, it's really based off our name anyways. And I mean, I guess you can change your name, but most people aren't, right? It's just kind of something that is so ingrained into you that you're not going to. But your username, your avatar, things like that, because of course we do see MaxPax with the Schrodinger pylon in this game. Those are things that you get to choose. Those are things that you say, that you decide represent you as your core self in some way. And I understand that, you don't look at that way. I mean, my first username, I was like, yes. It's gonna be a mix of Peregrine Falcon and I don't even remember what the other part of that was, but anyway. And then my sophomore English teacher made a mistake saying Beowulf, and he's like, Beowulf, and I'm like, fantastic. That sounds like a great username. But also, Beowulf, he was a great king. Waitengardena, which is about all I remember of the Middle English version opening of Beowulf. Anyways, we should probably talk about this game, as we do have a natural coming on down. What killed 2 workers? The Adepts? I thought they were, I guess the Adepts shaded on in. I thought I saw them shading out. Anyways, 2 workers have died for Creator in this game, as MaxPax finds himself really not much of an edge because he has opted for this really quick Oracle. And therefore his natural is rather delayed, which means he is down on workers. But ideally, if he's going to be able to find his way on in. So the Adepts are going to shade on into the natural here. And if you target it properly, right, you can one-tap the stuff. So, but yeah, with the Immortal here, not really going to be all that much. And there we go. Recall back on into the main base. Stalkers want to make sure that they are in position as this Oracle looks to fly onto the map. But realistically, there's no shield battery in the main base. Excuse me. And this Oracle is not gonna do much yet. But hey, you know what? 2 Oracle. Actually, I'm not sure, because it is dots. It's really hard to sync them up. I'm actually not sure whether double Oracle attacks go through shield battery. Technically, it should, right? Because it is 2 Oracle ticks of damage do one-shot probes. Hey, Gaisagi. What ended game number 2? MaxPax, he just kind of fell behind. He took too much damage and greater vengeance. So MaxPax went for a gate expand, as the Oracles are going to look to fly on in. But there are Stalkers here. This is not going to be an easy escape. So it's just going to be the Oracles trying to find as much damage as possible. 4 Oracles go down, and actually the Oracles will escape anyways. The pressure in the natural not going to get nearly as much. So yeah, so MaxPax, he went for gate expand, and Creator just kind of won with 2 Stalkers and an Adept, and then like there's some other stuff, but Really, it was just like this non-committal 2-gate pressure, and MaxPax didn't handle it appropriately, and it just started to snowball, and he lost a bunch of workers, and then it was like, okay, well, you're still alive in this game, but you're kind of dead. Now the Adepts, they're going to find their way out into the main base here, but one Adept will die, but Oracles are going to dive on in too, and suddenly we're starting to see this snowball just a little bit. One Oracle will die, but 5 workers are dead, and 6 workers are going to die. Shield battery, not out of energy, but still 6 dead workers for the Blood God here. MaxPax finds himself up 5 workers at this point, and he's not tremendously behind. He's not deficiently behind in army supply. So, okay, Arsteel, I get it. You didn't want to be first name 1 anymore. You wanted to be first name 8. Because you used the name for 7 years. Well, I guess 6 years. But anyway, I'm trying. So why is it now Arsteel 8? Was it you wanted Arsteel and then there were 7 other Arsteels? And even then, why did you want Arsteel? So Oracle, again, this Oracle's finding so much damage even with a shield battery. I was going to run out of energy. This third base will not be allowed to complete. That's fine. MaxPax, he's pretty comfortable in the position that he's in, so long as he does not die here. Once he gets this board ray out, he should be more than happy. He should be more than fine in this game. As now Adepts are going to try to shade on in. MaxPax, though, he has built the wall, and he has made Creator pay for it. I keep seeing this observer, and I'm like, there's harassment. No, there's not. It's just an observer. MaxPax, there we go. Now, Creator is taking the opportunity here to go and take his third base. Because, again, this is committed aggression. Do we have Blink? No, we don't. Not for either player. Not, I should be able to see that from Production tab. But no Blink, not just yet. There is a Sentry, there we go, in the Warp Prism. It's funny, in TVT, we see tanks and medevacs. In PvP, we see Sentries in Warp Prisms. Because Force Fields and tanks do the same thing. But now Stark's going to move on forward here. Immortal will take damage, but will not go on down. And now the Force Fields are actually going to be rather nice indeed. And MaxPax, he will be forced on back for the time being, but this does give him room to go take his third base. A little slower, true. Now he can't take his third, but here's the problem, right? MaxPax did a lot of good damage, and he is still up economically. But his +1 is going to be started pretty much right around the same time the +3 or +1 is going to finish here for Creator. And we all saw what happened in Creator versus Nice, where Creator and Nice had really relatively similar armies. And yes, a part of that was just some really nice army micro from Creator. But point being, that upgrade, right? An upgrade can make a tremendous difference. Although MaxPax is going to be able to do a really good job of just shaving off some of these units, trading somewhat efficiently. And notice he's actually not trading more efficiently. He's lost a little bit more. But because he's had an economic lead for so long in this game, it's pretty fine. In fact, honestly, just means things are just about equal here. That being said, the third base is actually making a big difference in the supply of this game at this point. As we're up 7 army supply at this point for Creator, he will continue to move on, and he's gonna have actually a rather nice upgrade advantage for the majority of this game, as he's got +2 being started. MaxPax is just about halfway done with +1. It's pretty much gonna have to go into +3 before MaxPax will find that upgrade lead, unless Creator kind of slacks after +2. We're gonna have to see. Okay, so now we're gonna see 1 DT probably run on into the third base as this Dark Templar is running on into the main. MaxPax, his army is out on the map. It really can't do much, so DT will warp on in. But there we go. We have detection. Stalker's gonna have to blink on top of this, and Warp Prism's not gonna get all that much done. Meanwhile, other DT, okay, not really doing anything. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not tired. You're tired. Okay, so I like this MaxPax. This isn't something we see players do all that often, but it's like, was the Warp Prism recalled? Where's the Warp? Where is this Warp Prism? Oh, okay, it was recalled. I was like, I like this MaxPax. He's just building one Phoenix just to be able to keep Warp Prisms away from him, and I'm like, we don't see that all that often. There's a reason why. You kind of recall it out, and it's kind of a dead Phoenix. A little bit of dead supply, but hey, you can always lift a Disruptor or an Immortal or something, as the case may be. So MaxPax, he's not going to be too upset about this bit of investment, but still, it's not the most efficient thing that he can possibly do in this series. one thing I would like to always point out, we take a look at this. MaxPax, he's got a fairly good map vision, but the key thing is he does know more about the map than his opponent does at this point. And that's all that matters, right? You just want to make sure that you can keep track of where your opponent's army is. Make sure you can keep track of what your opponent is doing, both technically wise and B, in terms of map control. Now, MaxPax, I do not believe knows about this fourth base. Oh, well, he will find it now, as a DT is gonna find a decent amount of probes as they rally on into this base as it does complete. So this one DT, it's gonna chase down probes. Actually, it's gonna find its way into the third base. Okay, well, you know what? Free workers are free workers here, as Creator does not appear to be paying attention. So 4 workers go down immediately, and the rest of them are gonna be shift queued on down. Hey, MaxPax continues in his worker slaughtering ways. 6 workers will go down, and yeah, Creator is posturing on the right-hand side, but he's not really getting much with it. But I think Creator has realized that this game is going to go a little bit longer than he might have otherwise intended. So, double Stargate underway. He has 4 bases. He will soon have 8 gas, should he choose to take it, which he will. And that means that we're going to see most likely carriers be the name of the game for MaxPax in this game. As this DT will knock down the cannon, which means detection, which means more dead workers. Okay. So that is going to go on down. I'm surprised to see MaxPax. He has 1 observer on the map, and it's like sitting right over the robo. I would like to see something with that. Again, it feels like Creators just had so much map vision of everything that MaxPax has been doing over the course of this game. Feels like that's a bit of a problem. But now DTs, they're finding their way on anywhere in the main base, in the natural. They're continuing to find value. There we go. Okay, shield battery is going to be able to keep this zealot alive for the time being. But again, 9 workers have died. MaxPax, he's up, what is that, 13 workers? He is really rapidly developing a superior economy to Creator over like the last minute or so. And he is building Colossus, which is, again, that's rare. That's not something we see in PvP all that often. But we saw Nice do it in the game he lost. And we are seeing MaxPax do it now. But MaxPax, he's going one step further. He's committing to extended thermal lance. Not only is he building like 2 Colossus or something, no, he's building up to 4 at the very least. He's building extended thermal lance. Now, there are a couple reasons potentially for this. Colossus is very good against charge lots if you have enough buffer for them. But also, I mean, Phoenix are just not all that great at that. And you want burst damage, you want sustained damage. So with the 4 disruptors that MaxPax has, 4 or 5 disruptors that he has, he kind of understands, I think he saw the double Stargate. He's aware of the Phoenix that are on the map. Well, if the Phoenix are, yeah, if you have all this tech committed, all of this supply committed to knocking out a bunch of disruptors, and then there are 4 Colossus, 5 Colossus firing strong, not going to work out all that great. So MaxPax, he's maxed out. He does not have +3, so he will have an upgrade disadvantage for this coming fight, but he will have a supply advantage coming on in. And he has a lot of poke available to him here. Disruptor shot's going to go on up. We're going to see them both get lifted, but now look at the stasis trap. How good is that going to be? All the Colossus, excuse me, all of the disruptors get lifted on out. But the Colossus, they keep microing backwards. This is a decent stasis trap, but it's not an incredible one. MaxPax, both suffering from a supply deficit, or from a tech deficit and an upgrade deficit, will be forced on back. And what is Creator going to do with this lead beacon? It's not carriers. It's not necessary. No. Going to be a mothership. And MaxPax is just really, I mean, blink star because he can blink on in and kill that off, but that just leaves him vulnerable to the rest of his opponent's army, to these 3 immortals, to a bunch of archons, and that's a bit of a scary thing to do. And now the Phoenix, that they have done their job, they've killed off all the disruptors, they are free to wreak havoc and mayhem on the probe lines of his opponent here. So now Stark, they're going to try to find some value. Stark, they will blink on forward. MaxPax, you got the counter blink, and we're not going to see too much value there. But now the Starks, they're going to find the main base. They say, hey, that was the probe line you had, right? Well, it's not anymore. Is that 1 Phoenix not even going to go down? But again, the thing we got to be worried about here is MaxPax does move on in. His +3 is done in about 20-25 seconds. And he does have a bigger ground army. It's going to be a more powerful ground army too. Once this +3 is done, there's a void right here. It's not really doing all that much. But MaxPax is starting to take valuable trades. He is starting to find the value he is looking for, but he needs to. Because the mothership is soon going to be out. Soon they're going to be Tempest out on the map. That really will be able to do with these Colossus rather well. As there we go. That's going to be a dead Archon there. Feels like a resource is lost. I mean, MaxPax is down 2,000. But if he can punch his way on in here, he's able to actually find a way to fight this army before the big amount of tech comes on out. Well, that's going to be rather nice for him. Actually, it looks like he's got a decent amount of this army chunked away. Not with really much happening, but there we go. The Tempests are out. It does mean these Colossus are going to start to go on down. But the Colossus, well, they're still firing strong. Phoenix, they're trying to get what lifts that they can. But the Disruptors, there's still one, I think, at least, that still has a shot. The Colossus are still doing a damn fine job here. The Stasis Trap is saving MaxPax's bacon. And GG MaxPax. He was able to outlast the tech. He had everything he needed. And he's going to take a 2-1 lead in this series. And there we go, folks. MaxPax, he's on tournament. He's not on tournament point. We got another series after this. He is on set point here in this series. He's up 2-1. Winner goes on to face the winner of Gumiho versus Cure. And what is the status of that series? They're in game 1. They're 10 minutes in. Oh man, Tempo or Steadfast has been blessed in his series. As Tempo, of course, the creator of the most epic StarCraft beats, has found his way on into that series, on into that stream. So Steadfast has been blessed by the magic that is Tempo. I will have you know that once I cast with Tempo, back when he was doing more StarCraft stuff, it was a show match. I think it was best of 7 between Parting and Dark. That was, of course, before Parting went on walkabout and then came back. And this was it? No, it was Parting versus Sulky. Excuse me. And if that dates things, this was 5 years ago. But it was a lot of fun. Stayed up late on that Korea time. Had some fun. Did some fun stuff, and that's what got me into casting, I guess. I mean, I've been doing casting before, but like the fact that I cast real Koreans, and this was back in the day where that was hard to do, actually. There was not nearly the amount of opportunities to cast StarCraft as there are now. I mean, there's not Open Cups every week. Go for SC2 was still a thing, but it was pretty much only something Base Trade TV did. If you wanted to get events that had the top tier players in them, you either had to fork up a lot of money or you had to get lucky. So being able to do that at that time was actually really cool. But anyways, we're into this game now. It is MaxPax, it is Creator. Game number 4, MaxPax with that 2-1 lead, and we're getting into Lightshade for a 4th game. Wow, I'm not sure why the volume peaked and then didn't. Thank you, welcome. Shiner A619. We are having a fantastic night. But anyways, here we are in game number 4. MaxPax has got that 2-1 lead in the bottom right. In the teal, he is, of course, the Wunderkind. Well, you heard his name. He's MaxPax. And in the upper left, in the red, he is down 1 game in this series, but certainly not out for Team NV. Creator. And you say big comeback game, and yes and no, right? MaxPax, he did so much economic damage over the course of that game. Like, he did a really good job of keeping his opponent's economy in check, but his 4th base, his 3rd base was a bit slower, and he certainly was behind in tech. I think Creator did make the correct decision to transition into that tech. And hey, Meerkat Manor, welcome. I do think Creator did make the proper. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Thug Life. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's go indeed. I think, yeah, so if people will like stop rudely interrupting me by following my channel and giving me money so I can monologue about the game that just happened, that would be nice. Thank you. Please stop interrupting me. Anyway, I think Creator did make the proper decision. He was like, he was on 4 bases. He had 8 gases. MaxPax didn't really feel like he had what he needed to contest Creator in a straight up fight, right? Who builds Colossus? But I think the issue really was, and this is actually something we see happen in PvP a lot, where Creator, he built the tech that he needed, but I think he just committed into that tech a little bit too soon. I think he had to make sure that he would win the next fight and then you transition into carriers or mothership or tempest, whatever the case may be. But MaxPax hit a very slim window where he had +3 and his opponent did as well, and the tech of creator really didn't come to fruition, not yet. We weren't on 4 tempests, we weren't on a mothership. It was out in the field, but it wasn't in the battle yet. And then MaxPax took just a really good fight where a stasis trap kind of warded off the right hand side, and he was able to trap like I don't know, a third, 40% of creator's army against a wall and kill that one off before creator was really able to do anything about it. And well, you know, the rest is history. But we should be talking about this game just a little bit, because creator, he's going to be a rather cheeky fellow once again. He's even got a stalker moving on in. I mean, of course, with the double stalker and with the double adept, not really going to be able to do that much, but creator is going to massively delay the timing here of this Nexus. But okay, he will cancel that. He's not going to let the Cybercore finish. But now there are 4 stalkers here against 2 stalkers and 2 adepts, but with a shield battery. This should be fine. Oh, interesting. So MaxPax went for Stargate. He's going for Templar Archives just behind that. Oh, that's why. So you got an Oracle. As focused in the front, I'm like, okay, what's happening? The Oracle does fly on in to the main base here, but I don't think it got anything. Yeah, it didn't, because of course there's a shield battery, and the Stalkers, they're going to try to intercept this, and they will be. They would have been successful if creator was paying attention, but unfortunately, his eyes were elsewhere. I guess he was microing or something. I don't know if those Stalkers were on a move or not. I think they were left clicked instead. But now MaxPax, his natural is significantly later. He is behind on economies. Once again, we don't have game heart, please. But his blink is going to be a lot faster. And that does mean that he does have maybe some opportunity to find some value on the map here. And welcome, Microwave 891. I have a love-hate relationship with my microwave. On the one hand, it microwaves my food. It lets me meal prep a little bit easier. On the other hand, when I have my wireless headphones in and I'm listening to some StarCraft and I go to microwave my food, and the microwave is between my desktop and the microwave, I get interference, and I no longer can hear the dulcet tones of my favorite broadcaster that is not my favorite streamers that are not me talking about StarCraft. So it's a love-hate relationship, but at the end of the day, it's fine. Anyways, what do we got here? So Blink just about done for MaxPax. Not even getting started for creators. He's going on into committed Phoenix tech. He's got 3. He's got a 4th one underway. Well, actually, I guess he only made 3. They're going to look to dive on in here, do what MaxPax wasn't able to do, and kill off a decent amount of workers. But no, the probes are going to be pulled in time. The shield battery, there's no shield battery in the mineral line, but that's going to be fine. And Blink is going to... Oh, MaxPax, he's trying to chrono his Blink to make sure he can catch the Phoenixes, but that's not going to be the case here. Still kind of a cool move. And now, while we have a bunch of Stalkers warping on in, MaxPax says, you know what, look, if you went Mass Phoenix, well, I have an additional gateway. I have more production. I have a pylon on the map. It's my turn here to try to see if I can beat you out, if I can try to knock you down in some way. Now, there are no immortals on the field. Actually, it looks like one Phoenix has died. So really, MaxPax, he doesn't have he actually does not have a worker, or he doesn't have an army lead. So I think this is just pressure. I mean, he's committing to it, but I mean, Blink is a powerful thing, but I don't know that it's going to be enough to deal with a shield battery overcharge, and an immortal, and sentries, which again, it gives you effectively an armor upgrade here. But maybe if he can force the army to chase onto the stasis trap, maybe that's going to be the play here, as the Stalkers need to make sure that they do not die. Probes have been pulled, as the stasis trap will go on into the natural. So MaxPax not going to be able to deny mining that way, which actually would have been pretty cool. The whole, oh yeah, pay attention to me, right? You're taking a fight in the front. Don't pay attention to the stasis trap going on down. But MaxPax has found other ways to find value here. His third base will be faster. He does have charge that much faster as well, and he's got his robo just a little bit slower. But MaxPax, again, he found value out of that engagement. He did take his third base. He does have charge on the way. So he's only on 2 gas. I wonder, there's a build that Estrella does, and it's somewhat popular. Or, it's somewhat popular if you're Estrella, I guess. Where he goes, and he stays on 2-3 gas the entire game. It's a PvP build, and it's like a 12-gate charge lot all in. Right, where you go and you take 4 bases. You build a bunch of charge lots and you just don't get gas on them, and you're on like 54, I think is the math. You're on like 54 workers, and again, just bunches of charge lots running on in, swamping your opponent, who never in a million years expects you to go all in off of 4 bases. Look at this. Creator, he is going for Adept Glaive behind this, because well, I think he anticipates what MaxPax is going for with these charge lots. And in doing so, I mean, Glaive Adepts, they do a fantastic job against charge lots, absolutely. Maybe less so when we have an upgrade disadvantage, as Creator is going to have rather soon. MaxPax, he's not really spending chronos on this, but this is like 30-40 seconds from completion. So unless Creator is able to kill MaxPax right now, which, you know, very real possibility, he is up 20 supply, MaxPax will have that upgrade lead, and will do what he can to try to make some value out of it. There we go. The last of the Phoenixes are dead. Creator, this is a 2-base all-in, right? He does not have a third. MaxPax needs to be very, very careful right now. So notice, you trigger the Guardian Shield, you step back. You say, okay, well, Guardian Shield from the Sentry has been popped, at least one of them has. Hardened Shield on one of these Immortals has been popped as well. I need to warp in more stuff. So Stalkers, they're going to get on top of this. This Adept that try to shade on into the natural will not find the economic damage it's looking for. And honestly, I don't blame MaxPax if he gives this base up, so long as he doesn't lose too many probes. In fact, I think we look to see a recall here, or the probes, maybe they're going to be able to find their way out. Not sure. MaxPax, though, notice he's sharking around. He says, can I get this Warp Prism? That's the goal. And he gets it. There we go. Warp Prism is dead. Now MaxPax does have maneuverability in some way, but he will lose all of these probes at his third base. And suddenly, I'm like, yeah, I don't really hate it. I do hate it. Now MaxPax, he's down 14 workers, and he's like, okay, I cannot take this fight, but I can base trade you. Nice eyes there from Creator, making sure he doesn't fall victim to that Stasis trap. But now, okay, the Stalkers, the Zealots will find their way on into the natural. It is +1 versus +0. And the Stalkers, again, they're going to get on top of this, knock down as many probes as possible. A full base trade scenario for MaxPax, for Creator. And here's the thing, MaxPax identified. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. Creator already has a probe out on the map. That's a bit of a problem. Like, yeah, MaxPax identified that this is base trade scenario a little bit earlier. Now, okay, the Adepts are going to shade on top of all of this, on top of the Immortals, on top of the Stalkers here, and they're just going to do what they can to knock this down. Now, again, Adepts actually deal really well with charge lots when you have Glaives. So Creator here, he's up double the army supply of his opponent. He is still mining. MaxPax isn't really. He's got his main base, but that's just about it. And the Adepts, they're going to shade on in once again. They get that one quick burst. The Stalkers are starting to die. And when Adepts are killing Stalkers, you know you got some problems. Got 99 problems, but a Stalker ain't one. And it looks like, okay, Creator also looking for the hidden base. By the way, this hidden base probably going to get canceled. As the probes, they're looking for an avenue. They're looking for an escape. MaxPax looking for some way to find his way on into the grand finals without having to go to a game number 5. But I think the answer to that one is no. Another way to say that is negative. Another answer to say that is that's a negative, Ghost Rider. Negatory, whatever you want to say. MaxPax, he doesn't have much more legs in this game. The Adepts are going to find the main base. Everything's going to find the main base. And maybe he's thinking that he can find some value here off of a recall, because the recall has been forced, but no, that's not what's going to happen at this point. Creator has a big enough army that he can win fights in the main. Well, actually, wait a minute here. Do we have detection? Okay, there is an Oracle on the field, so there is detection. That was kind of the last hope there, MaxPax. Maybe I can find the value I'm looking for with DTs. But I think the answer is no to that one. That being said, the army is starting to get cleaned on up in the main base. The Dark Shrine, the Dark Templar is not dead. The Ore is the Oracle. It's also not dead. 1 DT will not be enough here. Pretty sure. And there we go. MaxPax has rebuilt his base. He's trying hard. But I do not think he has enough Dark Templar to really make the value happen. There we have it. GG. Creator, he's going to take the game, and we're going to go to game 5. That was a really cool game. I like the decision. Didn't work out, but I really like the decision for MaxPax. He says, look, this isn't going to work. That's fine. I can't hold this. I maybe made a poor decision to take the third base. I didn't realize that Creator was going for a 2-base all-in. But what I can do in this game is I can go and I can force a base trade. I can pull my probes, try to see whether I can find some value there, wait for my Dark Shrine to finish, and go from there. Also, by the way, if you have any questions, if you want to talk about the game or whatever, one of the reasons I stream, hey, I like talking about StarCraft. I like presenting StarCraft. It's really cool being part of this community for more than just a, wow, I'm a passive viewer is really fantastic. But also, I like meeting new people. So again, how is your day going? Tell me about your username. Tell me some story about yourself. Talk about the game. Please. I want friends. I like talking to people. It's fine. Anyways. I don't know, to say something that is rather overstated, but I like community. I want to build a community as much as, just a place we can talk about StarCraft. But we can talk about that more later because game number 5, it's here. Without further ado, MaxPax creator, game 5, Juggernaut. Let's go. In the upper right, in the green. He's all tied up from a place of advantage. Creator was able to take it back, and now MaxPax, he's got one more shot to book his ticket into the grand finals against either Gumio or Cure. In the upper right, in the green for Storm Gaming is MaxPax. And his opponent in the bottom left, in the red, he is Team NV, Creator. Okay, I think we missed something as we loaded on into this game. I think MaxPax was faking a cannon rush. Yeah, MaxPax had a pylon on the low ground going on down, and Creator pulled a bunch of probes to deal with that. Which, again, we don't have income graph. I wish the players remember to use game art, but I guess it's been. I think MaxPax did it once and he made it with game art. I think Creator's made the rest of the games. That is value lost there. Creator, he had to pull probes to make that happen. But look at this, he's got a pylon on the map. And there is a probe with this. So it's going to be proxy. Oh, proxy gateway. Okay. I was kind of thinking this was going to be proxy Stargate, but no, that's not going to be the case. And MaxPax, he has gone for a gate expand build once again. Juggernaut, another map that is rather good for this style strictly because, well, it's a long map. Yes, the rush distance through the middle is not all that long. Oh, MaxPax is going to find it. He says, yes, there is a gateway here. And realistically, this pylon will not die. Realistically, by the time MaxPax sends Stalkers out on the map to try to make something happen, well, the Stalkers of Creator's double gate opener will be there defending. So that gateway will go up, the pylon will go on up. MaxPax will not be able to cancel that, but because he knows what's happening, that is all that matters. I'm actually somewhat surprised. Actually, I guess I'm not, because for some reason in my head, I still have this as a robo for MaxPax or from Creator, even if it is a gateway. So this is just going to be 3-gate aggression. Coming on in from Creator is, unless he proxies something here too, but I think this might just be another gateway, or probe's just going to sit there. And when it's just going to be pure committed to ground attack like this, with just a bunch of Stalkers, this is where getting immortals quickly is really behooves you. And more importantly, you get that first immortal, and then you get the Warp Prism, and then you just have that enhanced micro ability that you really want. As MaxPax, well, I would have liked to see him target down the injured Stalker, but still. Finding some value here in Creator. Oh, there we go. Proxy Stargate. Creator, he's pulling out all the stops here in game number 5. Looking to really twist the important thing from MaxPax. Trying to really mess with his mind here. Try to see if he can find something that is going to force MaxPax to fall apart into this build that he has become so famous for and so skilled at. Now, okay, we do have this probe in the main base. He's going to say, okay, look, I think you're still missing a pylon. I think MaxPax did see that. So that and seeing the double cast and really not much of it being spent on anything, I think he might know that there's going to be some tech structure proxied on the map that is not going to be, well, it's not just a gateway. Now depths are going to look shade on in. No, okay, MaxPax on top of that there. Does he have a shield battery in the main base? He does. So this Oracle's not going to get a lot done, and that means MaxPax actually going to be in a somewhat brilliant position. Because he can defend the front. He's going to have 2 mortals. He's going to be fine there. These Stalkers really won't be able to get too much done. Oracle on the main base, same deal. Is looks like Adepts actually will be able to complete their shade now, but the Stalkers are on the high ground. These Adepts, they say, okay, that's 1 free probe. That's just going to be about it. And now the Oracle trying to find its way on into the main base, also unsuccessful. It's really just a bunch of okay, actually, yeah, one Adept would die. Second one will stay alive. But it's just a bunch of rather unsuccessful pressure here from Creator in this game. Now he's going to try to draw some of these stalkers on into the natural by trying to do damage to the shield batteries, but that will be unsuccessful. Adept's going to find its way on into the main base as well. Stalkers say no. And they will back on up, and there we go. Here's what we're looking for. Warp Prism now underway. This means a couple things. This A means MaxPax, he's got the hold. He's fine. At this point in the state of the game, Warp Prism, shield batteries, and immortals are so superior to whatever Creator does have. Okay, second Oracle will try to fly on in, and MaxPax is going to lose 6 workers actually, so nice job there. And Creator does have his natural, so MaxPax at the end of the day is going to find himself down 9 workers all of a sudden. That's a bit of a problem, but remember, he's fairly up in tech. Right, he's got the Warp Prism, he's got 2 immortals, and it looks like he's just going to move it on the map here, looking to kind of do what Creator wanted to do to him, but with superior tech, right? 2 immortals there, a Warp Prism. How many gateways does he have? He's only got the 1, though, so resupplies are not going to be all that incredible. I mean, he's adding a second gateway, but still, it's still going to be 2 gateways versus 3s. Where are... It's actually so hard to see these green units on the map. On the green map, that is. Now the immortals, they're going to look to poke on in, get as much shield battery damage done as possible. There we go. Force field, actually really not going to get all that much. All right, so MaxPax, oh, he is on 3 gateways now. Okay. And he will warp in a couple of adepts. And you might say, why would you get adepts, right? What's the benefit of that? Well, it allows you to distract your opponent, force them to deal with 2 places at once. Here's the adepts. They look to shade on into the main base most likely. Meanwhile, you take the fight at the front. Your shield battery overcharge will get popped, and now MaxPax, he's going to back on up here. He's down 10 army supply. He's also down 6 workers. So really, he's down on both fronts. He did have a little bit of a tech lead for the time being, but it's really not working out all that well for him. He's not really able to capitalize on it all that much. Those force fields are going to be rather nice here. The Stalker is going to lift up the Immortal, so it's only 1 Immortal versus 2 at this point. MaxPax, I fear that he is just overcommitted here. The sentries are getting targeted on down. Everything is going down. MaxPax, he tried to do what he could. He tried to find some value in this game, but that value is not going to be found. The Immortal is going to go down. The Warp Prism will stay alive, though. And now Creator, he is well within his rights to move out on the map. He is well within his rights to try to exert the pressure that MaxPax has tried and MaxPax has failed to do. Third base. Oh, that pylon will add. I guess that's not third base pylon. Third base will not complete. MaxPax, now he is in dire straits in this game. He's got 1 Immortal. He did lose 1. He is down 7 Stalkers. 4 actually is more warp on it, warp in. And yes, we do see Creator. He's establishing more of a tech position here. He's building more production. He's doing all these things that you're supposed to do to establish longevity in a game. But longevity doesn't matter, friends. But longevity does not matter if you win right here, right now. When you're up 20 army supply, you're able to punch that way on through. And there we go. The Stalker with the lift on the Immortal. It means it's 2 Immortals versus 0. The Stalkers, they're doing what they can, but it's not really looking like it's all that much. So there we go. The Warp Prism goes down. Immortal inside. MaxPax, he had the lead, but unfortunately, he's going to need more than that. As Creator is going to take the game, he's going to take the series.